On tonight's episode of the Walkin Rollin Costumes Virtual Party, we're going to be looking at workshops, how we build costumes in a setting like that, and we're going to talk to some unique builders.
And it starts now.
It feels like we achieved something bigger than we originally thought we'd ever do. And now look at it, it's grown huge.
My son Reese was born with cancer. What it ended up doing is it crushed his spinal cord. And when he was 3 years old, he got his first wheelchair and he wanted to be Wall-E for Halloween. So I thought, I can build one. I can, try and see what I can come up with. And so it started with just, building a simple costume, a Wall-E costume around his wheelchair out of a Dell computer box. It has exploded into something that was the inspiration behind Walkin Rollin Costumes.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Lon Davis.
And I'm Reese Davis.
And we are the co-founders and creative designers for Walkin Rollin Costumes. Thank you for watching another episode of the Walkin Rollin Costumes Virtual Party. This is our annual fundraiser that we do to try and raise funds for building costumes for kids in walkers and wheelchairs. And one way that you can help donate is by using our mobile line text donations. You can text the phrase WRC 2020 VP to 707070. So let's get started on tonight's episode. One of the things that we do here at Walkin Rollin Costumes is, we have to build a lot of costumes in a short amount of time. And of course, most of the costume requests and the builds happen around this time of year with Halloween around the corner. We're building nonstop during September and October, especially. And one of the ways that we help get a lot of costumes built really fast is we hold workshops. And one of the workshops that we do is here at Hammerspace in Kansas City, Missouri. And Dave Dalton is the owner of Hammerspace, and he does a great job of hosting the event. And Hammerspace is just this great place where we will build many costumes in a single weekend.
6 to 7 costumes in a single weekend.
That's right. And so we have all the plans, all the supplies, everything there. And then we have volunteers show up. And we've had anywhere from 25 to 45 volunteers show up for the weekend. And they all pick which costume they want to work on. We have them all in different stations around Hammerspace. And they all start on a costume. We have all the plans, what they have to do. And usually we have duplicates of the wheelchairs there so that they can build something right on the wheelchair itself.
Some of the wheelchairs aren't exact, so we have to keep that in mind. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, they're the exact same.
Right. And so to show you a little bit about that, we have Dave Dalton here, and he's going to tell us a little bit about Hammerspace and about the workshops that we do at his location. Thank you for attending our virtual party. This is Lon Davis, and I'm here with Reese.
Hello.
And today we are here with Dave Dalton from Hammerspace. And to start off, how about Dave? Why don't you tell all the viewers a little bit about Hammerspace and what you provide to the community?
Well, Hammerspace is a community workshop here in Kansas City. It's a makerspace, which means it's a space for all sorts of creative people to come in and use tools and equipment like what you see behind me, as well as big power tools and other neat things like laser cutters and 3D printers and CNC routers to build just about anything you can possibly imagine. We have a metalsmithing area and general metalworking area. We can cast in bronze and silver and aluminum and gold and work in wood and plastic and all sorts of other materials here at the space. And we have a staff of really creative individuals who can help train you on tools that you might be unfamiliar with. We also teach a variety of classes here. So for more complicated activities like learning how to forge your first piece of cutlery or build an elaborate walnut-topped table, we have classes that you can come down and take with formal instruction on the weekends or on weeknights for activities like welding, and broaden your amount of skills in the making arena.
That's pretty awesome. Thank you. So where did you first learn about Walkin and Rollin costumes?
I believe we first ran into you at Comic-Con, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It's, one of those environments that's just so much fun to build something creative to wear outside of a dark Halloween environment. So it's a great place to really have a whole bunch of fun and celebrate something that you love in a nerdy way. And I think the ability to bring those costumes to everybody who's excited about cosplaying is super neat.
All right.
Sure. After partnering with Walkin Rollin Costumes and helping to host some of our wheelchair costume workshops, what do you think of the workshop?
Well, I think it's absolutely a necessity to have these large groups come together to build these ambitious costumes, because there's a lot of work involved in making these. But exactly. I think it's something that really excites people and encourages them to come out and spend some time doing something really, really wonderful, and getting to see the whole thing come together at the end and see someone's eyes light up when they see their costume for the first time.
Well, a lot of the volunteers who came, that was their first time to know about you and hear about Hammerspace as well. So you got to kind of, show the place off to all the volunteers, and many of them wanted to join your organization as well. So
yeah, that is totally true.
Do you have a favorite costume that you saw being built in your place? I think we've built 15 in your location now.
Man, there were so many cool ones. Like, how do I narrow it down at all?
Do you have a top
just the fact that there was an attack helicopter involved was there were so many cool costumes. I mean, the BB-8 was super neat. The Ursula costume was wonderful. So yeah, there was so many neat ones.
What would you say to other maker spaces that are thinking about whether they should start a workshop like this for wheelchair costumes? Would you encourage them to do this, or?
Oh, yeah, they absolutely reach out to local groups that are interested in coming together to make something like this happen. It doesn't take an over-the-top assortment of tools, but it helps. Mm-hmm. So, you can start as simply as, pipe cutters and glue and PVC, but by the time you start making some of these costumes, having table saws and router tables and foam cutters starts to look a lot more reasonable for these tasks.
I know we had to cancel our workshop for 2020 due to COVID. Hopefully we can resume construction next year. Is there anything else you would like to add?
Well, we are absolutely looking forward to next year. I think we're going to have to, with 2 years of build up, we're going to have to go really over the top. But fortunately, I think there are a lot of new makers in the world. I think everybody in the past 6 months has found their inner maker, whether they're, just sewing together some good looking face masks or, building something in their unexpected new free time. I think we've found a bunch of new makers.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, definitely.
Well, I wanted to thank you for joining us today. Be sure and stick around and see some of our other episodes, and we'll be talking to a lot of different builders from around the nation, so you can kind of see what they've put together as well. So thank you, Dave.
My pleasure. Nice to see you guys again.
Nice to see you too. Bye-bye.
Hi guys, I'm Brian Herring. I'm the lead puppeteer for BB-8 in the Star Wars sequel trilogy. You never normally see me. I'm wearing a green suit and they rub me out afterwards. But I've been going along to conventions for a few years now, and I had a great time doing those. But I was at one in Kansas City. It was my very first show, in fact. And I met Lon and the guys from Walkin Rollin, and I was absolutely blown away by the stuff they make for the wheelchairs. And I just thought, this is a great thing. And I kind of just kept an eye on what was going on with them over the years. And then at one point on my Twitter feed, this fantastic BB-8 outfit came across the Twitter feed, and I was sort of blown away by that. And then someone was asking where they could get one, and I said, I know some people who will make these. So just by connecting a couple of people, just via the internet really, young Evan got to have a fantastic BB-8 wheelchair outfit that he could take onto. I think he went to a Disney cruise, but I saw some photographs. He looked like he had a blast. This is the kind of stuff I absolutely love about fandom, because it's a whole bunch of people that don't know each other that are all into the same thing, and they all work towards common goals. So whether it's fundraising or whether it's costuming and cosplaying and that kind of thing, I just think it's absolutely brilliant. So I just want to say hats off to the guys at Walkin Rollin. Please, if you can, give anything and dig deep for them, because they do great work. And everybody, please stay safe in these somewhat troubling times, and hopefully I'll see you all again very, very soon. Thanks ever so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dave Dalton, and also for Brian Herring for great testimonial. We are monitoring our feed on Facebook and YouTube, and seeing what people are commenting on. I see Eric here said some very nice comments about us, so thank you, Eric, for your comment. Just wanted to acknowledge you on that. Let's see, what do we have next?
We have a builder that we've been talking to for the past few days. Now, yesterday he almost caught his house on fire because he tried welding two pieces of cardboard together.
Not a good idea.
Let's see if he still has a house. Let's call Bert up.
All right, let's give him a call. Hey, Bert.
Hey, Lon, just a quick update. I can't talk long. No weather update for today. I've been looking for my duct tape, and I found it. I got to go. Talk to you later. Bye.
Oh, okay. He's on a mission. Yeah. I guess his house didn't burn down after all.
At least not the part that he's filming in.
Yeah. All right. Well, next we have an interview with a woman named Elise Castillo, and she is from California, and she does something a little different for us. So I just wanted to kind of preface that by saying that really excited about having her as part of the team, and can't wait to see what else she comes up with in years to come. So let's see the interview with Elise. All right, welcome back to the Walkin Rollin Costumes virtual party. We have a special guest with us tonight. Please say hello to Elise Castillo. Say hi.
Hi, everybody.
And just for the sake of people who don't know who you are or anything, can you start by telling everyone what you do professionally?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been in film and TV since 2014, I think. I do costume design and everything and anything that has to do with the wardrobe departments. So I do everything from shopping, and I make costumes, and then sometimes I'm on set as well. So get to do all sorts of fun stuff.
All right. Can you, by any chance, say what movies you've worked on or anything?
Yeah, a lot of Christmas movies. The Hallmark Christmas movies everybody loves. Which nobody knows the titles to, but I've worked on a bunch of those. And then probably I've worked on Sharknado 5 is probably my most noteworthy movie. I worked on the LA unit for that one, so that was a lot of fun.
How did you find out about Walkin Rollin Costumes, and what convinced you to become a volunteer?
I saw your amazing Ant-Man costume. I've been a long time lover of cosplay and comic books and conventions, and so when I saw the Ant-Man, I thought it was an awesome costume, and I didn't realize how much of a need there was for costumes that are for differently abled people. Right. And so after doing a little bit of research into the topic, I was just very called to work with you guys, and was fortunate enough to be able to help out. And it's been an amazing experience, and it's one of the most rewarding charities that I work with. And also so much fun. I mean, who doesn't love Halloween costumes? And so it was just kind of a perfect storm for me, and I've just had so much fun working with you guys.
Well, and for other people who have sewn costumes before, are there differences in sewing costumes for a child in a wheelchair versus a walking child?
There are some, but not as many as you would expect. I think that if you have the basic construction skills, if you can follow a pattern, it's really easy to kind of make adjustments. A lot of times the biggest things that I'm working with parents to kind of make things accessible are things like zippers or Velcro, and just like just to help accessibility as far as that goes. And sometimes, we make, instead of having just one dress, we'll have a top and a bottom, just to make things a little bit easier when you think about putting things on, and kind of the challenges that they have to deal with.
Sure.
But it's a lot easier to adapt than you would think. It's just something that isn't very accessible for a lot of parents with youngsters, especially if they're not DIYers. It's a little bit more tricky to kind of do it. But if you have experience sewing and you have kind of some knowledge and know-how, it's just really easy to kind of adjust everything.
Okay. You've made quite a few costumes for us so far. Do you have any that's kind of stuck out as special in some way or anything?
I love them all. I'm fortunate enough that I get to do a lot of the princesses, and I was such a big princess girl. I still am as an adult. I'll dress up as Wonder Woman at a Comic-Con for Halloween or something like that. So it's just something that I really enjoy doing. And I think my favorite one we've done was the Little Mermaid. We did at Ariel's Grotto, and it just had all of the little friends. We had a flounder, and it was just a lot of fun. And that particular one was actually a lay flat. And so that was, again, an interesting adaptation that I hadn't been able to work with yet. And so that was, it was great to kind of get her a costume and have it be special and just for her.
Sure. I know for my son and I, we build these costumes, and we have kind of our own little bucket list of costumes we would love to build. We just are waiting for a child to request one. Do you have costumes or anything they're on your bucket list?
Oh gosh, any of the Batman villains are always ones that I love, that I've always kind of wanted to do, and I think would be really, really cool to do, wheelchair version of Poison Ivy, or maybe the Riddler or something like that, just to kind of do something fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
And do you have any advice for anyone thinking about joining Walkin Rollin Costumes as a seamstress, or to help build some of these costumes for the kids?
I would say just ask. It's a really great team of people who really want to help and get involved. And again, like I said, if you can sew in a zipper, then you can do a lot of stuff for us and do a lot of help. And anybody who can follow a basic pattern can make adjustments. And I am more than happy to be a resource for anybody who has questions or anything like that. We're definitely here to support you. And whatever, and any kind of hands that we can get are always helpful. There's never a task too small. For sure. We have so much going on, and it's wonderful to watch it grow. But with growth, we need more people to help, and it's really not nearly as time consuming as you would think. I'm able to get my commitments done, within a couple of days, ultimately. And so it's been a really fun volunteer project, and it's also, like I said, you've got such a great team that you've built to help support when there's questions.
Great, thank you. Well, I want to thank you for joining us on the call. Is there anything else that you'd like to share before we go?
Yeah, just everybody. I am so thrilled to see that we're persevering through this really tough time right now, and just it's a bright spot in my day whenever I see a costume reveal, and so I'm so stoked to see what you guys have been up to this year, and anybody who wants to join. It's just been one of the most fulfilling charities that I work with, and I have absolutely zero regrets, and I look forward to a lot more years to come.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Elise.
Of course, thank you.
All right. Well, we will head back to the next section of tonight's episode of Walkin Rollin Costumes Virtual Party. Thank you again, Elise.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Elise, for the great story, and for all of your volunteering with Walkin Rollin Costumes. For the past few nights, we have been doing trivia questions. Well, Reese has been asking trivia questions and giving away our 2020 t-shirts to the people who can guess it correctly. The question we had last night was actually answered correctly by Shelley Worrell. She answered it last night during the episode, so she won it very quickly. So for those of you who didn't know the answer, here's the answer to last night's trivia question.
The answer to the last trivia question: what costume featured a working Amazon Fire tablet? And the answer is Arrowhead Stadium, the home of the reigning Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chiefs.
Here at Walkin Rollin Costumes, we build costumes for kids in walkers and wheelchairs free of charge to the families. And in order to do that, we need your help. To keep these costumes free, we are always in need of donations and sponsorships to help fund the costumes and the supplies used to build them. So for the virtual party, we are offering some different opportunities for you as viewers to get something for your donation. So the first of which is the Buddy the Elf video conference call. You can schedule a 3-minute conference call with Buddy the Elf and schedule it with your child or anyone. You can record the call and be able to relive that moment over and over with your child. The next option is the Raffle Prizes. We are offering 6 different items as part of the raffle. And if you go to our website at www.walkinrollin.org/VP2020 for Virtual Party 2020, you can find the raffle prizes and see which ones you'd like to purchase tickets for in order to try and win one of the raffle items. The third option is to purchase one of our t-shirts that we have done for the past 4 years. And the 3 years prior to this, those shirts are being sold for $15, and we are limited to the number of sizes that we have available. So order quickly. The new shirt for 2020 was designed by John Nell, a local artist here in Kansas City, and it was voted by you, the fans, as the favorite choice for the design for the 2020 t-shirt. You can purchase that online through October 31st. There's no limit to the number that you can order on that one or which sizes. We will not print them until after October 31st. So order as many as you'd like. Those are being sold for $25 a piece, and all the t-shirts will be shipped free of charge to you. If you would like to reserve a call with Buddy the Elf, purchase raffle tickets, or purchase a t-shirt from Walkin Rollin Costumes, visit our website at walkinrollin.org/VP2020. Again, thank you for helping sponsor and donate to Walkin Rollin Costumes to help make all these costumes free for the families. Thank you.
Hey everybody out there in internet land, I am Uncle Bobby, just Twisted Halloween's friend, that's all. Just want to let you know that even though Twisted does not have a physical location this year, you can still shop Twisted Halloween online. It's twistedhalloweenkc.com. When you do, use the promo code WRC2020VP. This will save you 10% and it will donate 10% of your sale back to Walkin Rollin. Please follow us, like us. Thank you for supporting Walkin Rollin and this small business. It's you that's the true superhero.
2020 has changed the way we do many things. Shopping is one of them. This holiday season, if you're going to do a bit more online shopping, why not support Walkin Rollin costumes at the same time? All you need to do is go to smile.amazon.com, select Walkin Rollin costumes as your charity, and shop like you normally do. You can even enable Amazon Smile to donate when you make a purchase from the app on your mobile device. Give yourself a smile every time you make a purchase, knowing you've just helped build an amazing costume for an amazing kid.
Okay, and one other way you can donate to Walkin Rollin Costumes is text WRC 2020 VP to the number 707070, and then you can pick a annual fee or a monthly fee or a one-time fee. Okay, then I asked a trivia question the past few days, and if you didn't get a chance to win a t-shirt, that's okay. Here's another chance. So let's see the next trivia question.
Good luck.
Tonight we are giving away a Walkin Rollin Costumes 2020 t-shirt to whoever answers this Walkin Rollin Costumes trivia question first in the comments below. What costume did we build that was based off of a game show? The first person to answer the question correctly in the comments below wins a free 2020 Walkin Rollin Costumes t-shirt. Good luck!
We have another comment on our Facebook page. Scarlett wants to know, what are the bucket list costumes that we want to build? Now, when we say bucket list costumes, these are costumes that we would love to build, but we haven't had a child request one yet.
Yeah. That
we have built. Some of our volunteers have built in other cities, but the two of us have never been able to build them. I know on my bucket list, I would love to build a 1989 Batmobile from the Tim Burton films. That's the costume I would love to build. What would you like to build?
I don't know.
You had some.
Yeah, but we've kind of built most of them.
So what were on your bucket lists?
A Tron light cycle, as you see behind us.
Whoops, right there. There's our Tron light cycle.
Then a Ant-Man costume, which we've done several times.
And then
an X-Wing a long time ago.
X-Wing. And I had the Back to the Future DeLorean on my bucket list, but we got to build that in.
And you also had the Ecto-1 on your bucket list.
The Ecto-1, yes, both of those were on my bucket lists, and we have built both of those in the past few years. So you can see those on our website, the pictures of those. And like I said, other volunteers have built Batmobiles, but we have yet to be able to build a Batmobile. So hopefully sometime a child will request one, because we don't actually build the costumes we want. We build the costume the child wants. So thank you for that question, Scarlett. That was a great question. All right, let's see. What is next on our agenda? The sneak peek. Okay, we have been teasing this costume. This is the costume we are going to be giving away on the final episode of the Walkin Rollin Costumes virtual party. And so every night we've been kind of giving you some sneak peeks of it, little teasers. So let's check out tonight's sneak peek and see if you guys can figure out what costume we are building. Yep, this is what we use to do all our painting. We got some parts here being painted nice and gold. They're drying. We'll get the other side painted. As you can see on the box, the other stuff we painted was blue. Can anybody figure out what the final costume is going to be on episode 10? Stay tuned to find out. That was a difficult hint, so I don't know if any of you guys have got it off of that sneak peek, but that's tonight's sneak peek. We'll have more tomorrow and the next night. And just to let everyone know, we have a winner on the trivia contest already. Janet Wisecarver has posted on the Facebook page, Wheel of Fortune. That was the costume we built that was based on a game show. So congratulations, Janet. You won a 2020 Walkin Rollin Costumes t-shirt. Okay, so the next story we have, this is a touching story. We have two sisters that were ages 7 and 9. They are both in wheelchairs. They were planning on going on their Make-A-Wish last year to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Walt Disney World, and they needed costumes for their wheelchairs. So this was one of them that we actually did at the workshop that we talked about earlier with Dave Dalton at Hammerspace. We had a team building both costumes because ironically, both of their wheelchairs were the exact same. So we built,
except for one measurement, which was easy to change.
So we built the costumes so that they could actually share the costumes as well. They could swap between the two chairs. So this is a story about the two girls who were going on their Make-A-Wish and needed Star Wars costumes for their wheelchairs. All right, we're back with Walkin Rollin Costumes virtual party. And today we're going to talk a little bit about a special story where two little girls who were sisters, both in wheelchairs, were planning a trip for their Make-A-Wish to Walt Disney World. And we had to build a costume for both of them. And we were going to have it at our annual workshop. And so today we have Angela with us, who was one of the volunteers who got to try and figure out how to build two Star Wars themed costumes within the Walt Disney World restrictions. How are you today?
I am good. Thanks very much for having me.
No problem. So was this your first build with Walkin Rollin Costumes?
It was my first build. I had been involved in a few of the reveal parties before, but had not built. So that was a new venture.
But you embraced it and jumped right in there and
It hurt my brain.
Now, if I remember, I don't know if you remember the dimensions that I think you remember it. What were the dimensions that Walt Disney World is very strict on what size they will allow wheelchairs or wagons or anything to get into their parks, just due to crowds and lines and queues. So they said nothing over the size of
32 inches by 54 inches.
You were a team lead, Reese. So
so that was the maximum size that we could get in the parks. Yes. Well, what did we do? We taped down on the floor.
Yeah.
We made a taped box on the floor.
And we looked at the box and we were like, not a problem. Then we moved the wheelchairs in.
And it shrinks everything.
Yeah,
significantly.
Didn't they pick like some of the longest
Yes.
costumes too? Like, you know, that part of what makes those costumes so identifiable was the length. And here we were shrunk down to a tiny little box.
Yes. So we had
less than a foot in front and behind combined.
That's right. That's right.
And so when you're building something like 7-year-old Elizabeth, she was going to go as Rey. And so we had Rey's speeder from episode 7, the long speeder that had to be scrunched to fit in that 1 foot space. And then Madeline, her sister, 9 years old, she was going as Leia with her speeder bike from the Return of the Jedi, which again has that long front. So what were the, other than the size, you know, how was building the costume and kind of the challenges that came up?
Well, really, as the Walkin and Rollin guys, you did a lot of that pre-work where we already knew what the family had in mind and what design they were wanting, but you had to take that concept and actually put it on paper first before we got busy as a team. And I know that's got to be one of the hardest parts for a team, is to take, this is what the child and the family wants. How do we make this around a wheelchair? How do we translate this? And just even getting that on paper and thinking about that, it was mind-boggling. But then try and build a frame and still make it look like it's supposed to. But you have so many elements to consider. You know, this has to fit around the chair. The chair needs to work. They need to be able to get in and out of the chair. You know, and how do we can build it, great, but you can't just lug an entire wheelchair with the costume frame and everything on it around as this piece for, you know, a month or two, or in this case, they were traveling, you know, down to Walt Disney World. And so it had to be able to break down so that they could get it, you know, however they, you know, were going to do that. It had to get down there. So there were a lot of pieces to think about. So I found that very challenging. Great designs, but then even once you have that design, when you start building, you run into problems, and you're like, well, okay, this is not going to fit on the chair the way we thought. The footrests come out too far, or that's great, but now they can't get into the chair, and you have to go back to the drawing board, and that was frustrating. Reese, you were experienced and kind of had that down when that would happen so that you could guide the rest of us when we had to go back to the drawing board. But I think there were a few times that we had to stop and reconsider the pieces, especially on those long noses. And we kept thinking, it's not going to look right. It's not going to look like it's supposed to, because we've had to accordion and shrink it and scrunch it down. In the end, I think that we did a really good job with the dimensions that we had to work with. But it was a lot of thinking outside the box and how to make something look the way it's supposed to when you can't build it the way in the same dimensions, and it still has to look right. So that was hard.
And we weren't really trying for 501st type quality there.
No, and that could be that could be like, I was like, no, I want it to look right. as that can be maybe a hindrance, but you want it to look good because of that dream of that costume. And I remember as a child having dreams of what you would look like in a costume and how important that really is. So you want it to look good for the kids that are using it. But you only have so much time to work on it, especially if you're working in the workshops that we were doing. Right. You have a day or two to complete a costume, and in our case we were doing two. And trying to just we were trying to get two done for the price of one, basically, and squeeze both of them in with some different constraints. And I would look at the team next to us who was getting to build this fantastic long vehicle. I was like, oh. Yeah, I was like, oh, that would be really nice. But no, it was a great challenge to try and fulfill. In the end, it felt really nice, and just rewarding to see it come together, to know that the families and the children were happy with it, and that they got to take it and experience it at Disney World.
Yeah,
now, that's special. How many people get to take and wear a costume inside Disney World? That doesn't happen every day. So that was really, really neat, knowing that that time was spent for something like that.
You also got the experience. Not all of our builders get to do this, but you got to build the costumes, but then you also got to be there for the reveal, and when the kids you got to see their expressions, the parents' expressions. How was that? Was that a different type of rewarding?
It is. I mean, you put all that work and you think, it's just exhausting. When you get done with the costumes and you're loading them and the cleanup process, you think, okay, is this all going to come together the way I think? And then you get to the reveal party and you see what all of these teams have done, and you get to see every other team reveal their costume, and you get to see every child's reaction and just how thrilled they are with it. It's very emotional. It's exciting. You feel that thrill, and it's kind of reliving that childhood again, remembering how much you wanted a costume to look the way you imagined it, and then to see the kids realize that and get to participate in it. They get to sit in it. We take pictures, and they have a great little fanfare where they get to kind of be the star of the show with that reveal, and it's just a fantastic moment to see that all come together and know that was put together for them.
Great. Well, and I know we're going to be showing a lot of the pictures of them at Walt Disney World and things. Since this was your first and second build that you got to do at the same time, is this something that you would recommend to other people who've never tried it or anything?
Absolutely, I would recommend it. I would recommend, even if you're like, oh, I could never do that. I can't think in 3D. I'm not creative. I don't even know how to, spray paint anything. That's why you have a team. And it's all kinds of teams are put together, and that's really, really neat to see that, you can have a team of artists over here and they'll build a fantastic costume, but you've got a high school robotics team over here building one. You'll have a local business that's just, they're looking for a team building project and something to do together for their community. They'll, put something together, and you'll see families come together and build something. So anybody can do it. You get so much support from Walkin Rollin itself. If it's, I was gonna say, you are not sure where to start, then you guys are fantastic about getting that leg up, and here's how we can get started, and providing that support. Anybody can do it, and it's very rewarding, and I would do it again. I might question my sanity. I know every time I'm like, oh wow, you come, you're like, oh wow, because it's always overwhelming at the beginning, but it's really, really worth it. And I would recommend it to anybody. Just start early as you can, thinking about it, planning it, and the materials that you might need, and thinking about it so that you're not down to the wire before the reveal party. But it's worth it. It's so worth it.
Well, thank you very much, Angela. We're glad that you were able to tell their story about the costume, and stick around for more from the Walkin Rollin Costumes virtual party. Thank you. Thank you, Angela, for the great story about the two sisters on their Make-A-Wish trip. Just wanted to let everyone know, if you have a chance, you should check out sci-fi4me.tv. They have been helping us produce all of these episodes, and Jason Hunt has been doing a great job. He's kind of the guy behind the scenes that's helping everything work the way it's supposed to. There's Jason. So thank you very much. So check out their show. It's a great show. It's at sci-fi4me.tv. Okay. So the other thing we wanted to say, come back to the texting code. If you guys have not had a chance, grab your mobile phone, text the phrase WRC 2020 VP, which stands for Walkin Rollin Costumes 2020 Virtual Party, to 707070. And it'll take you to a link that will allow you to choose however much you would like to donate, and whether you want it to be a one-time donation or a recurring donation. So please consider doing that. And this pretty much wraps our show for tonight. So thank you everyone for watching. If you need to reach us, be sure and check us out at walkinrollin.org. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Vero. And then on our YouTube channel, you can see all of these episodes are archived there, plus all of our training videos on how we build costumes, and a lot of our reveal videos. So you can see the family's expressions and the kids' faces when they see their costumes for the first time.
And then Pinterest is all of our sketches that we haven't built yet.
Yep. So you want to see if you want to see a costume that we haven't had a chance to build, you can find them on Pinterest. And then we'd also like to thank Dave Dalton, Hammerspace Workshop, Brian Herring, Elise Castillo, and Angela Sauce for helping with tonight's episode. Thank you very much. And then again, we want to thank Jason Hunt with sci-fi4me.com for producing the series, Chris Rude for editing and interviewing, Twisted Halloween for their promotion, and Buddy the Elf for, if you want to get your video interview with Buddy the Elf, you want to be sure and check that out on our website. Thanks to John Nell for designing this year's 2020 t-shirt, and the Davis family for everything that they sacrifice. So again, if you want to get any of those items to help raise funds for Walkin Rollin Costumes, go to walkinrollin.org/VP 2020, and you can reserve your call with Buddy the Elf. You can purchase tickets for the raffle prizes, and you can purchase your t-shirts for any of the 4 years that we've been doing this. So on tomorrow's episode, we are going to be doing another costume reveal for Echo. And this is a picture of Echo. So he's going to be getting a Beyblades costume. So that will start tomorrow night at 7:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. And again, my name is Lon Davis.
And I'm Reese Davis.
And we are with Walkin Rollin Costumes.
Thanks for watching. Stay safe and keep rolling from home.
Bye.
I want to reach more kids, and the only way to do that is to have more volunteers. I want to see every child that wants one of these costumes to get one. If you know a teacher at a high school or a a Boy Scout troop leader, Girl Scout troop leader, any type of group or organization that would like to attempt to build one of these costumes or to help out a child, contact us. We have lots of resources. We have plenty of people willing to help build these costumes, but we need to get the message out. So share this video, let them know about what we do, why we do it, and get us in contact with kids who might need a costume or any adults or families that would like to help build a costume. We're here for you.